Hey guys, what's going on? I am Hiroshi from WebStylePress.com. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here, I share tutorials at this channel that can boost up your software engineering skills. So if you want to learn and grow in this area, join this channel by hitting subscribe button and bell icon. In this video guys, we are looking into binding methods and functions in ReactJS. Every time we use a method and call it, we have to bind it to work, because if you don't bind a function or method and pass it to onClick, it will be undefined when that function is called, when that function will be called. It's part of how JavaScript works. So we are looking into several methods to bind functions and methods. And we are also discussing about which method gives more performance. So for that, I have got a simple component here, and I have got state here. In my constructor, we define properties and methods. Constructor is used for that, and this is a class based component that is extending component. And here is my app, simple app. Let me just do this. Okay, that is auto formatting. This one, just binding. Let's just use a break here and define a button here. On click, this dot handle click. So handle click is our method and function handle click, or maybe we do not need to use handle function. And this is our handle click, and let's use console log here. Function was called. So this is our component. Click me. So let's see the console, and here is the console. All right, click me, function was called. Okay, so let's add something in our state. So this is the counter and its value is 0. Okay, let's implement it. First of all, let's display this counter value right here, and this dot state dot counter, and here it is. If we make it 10, it will be displayed, it will be reflected here. Okay, function was called. So what I want to do is this. when this method will be called, I want to increment this value in our state. So this dot set state counter, this dot state dot counter +1. So let's try this now, and here we go. So cannot read properties, set state of undefined, this dot state dot counter +1. Okay, handle click. So now this handle click is creating problem. So let us try to bind this in the constructor, inside constructor. So this dot handle click is equal to this dot handle click dot bind this. Save it, and let's try this now. So now this is working. So we don't need console here now, and in fact I'm going to remove it. So we have got this function or method call, this dot handle click. This is the handle, this is the function or method, and inside this method we are manipulating our state, and but without this binding this doesn't work. This on click doesn't work. See, but with this thing on it will work. So official React docs say that this binding is necessary to make this work, to make this keyword work in the callback. You have to be careful about the meaning of this in JSX. This is the JSX. This is JSX. You are writing, looks like you are writing HTML, but this is JSX. Special syntax provided by ReactJS. In JavaScript, class methods are not bound by default. Methods like this are not bound by default. If you forget to bind this dot handle click or any other method and pass it to onClick, this will be undefined when the function is actually called. This is not React specific behavior. It is part of how functions work in JavaScript. Generally, if you refer to a method without this thing, without parentheses after it, such as on click this dot handle click, you should bind that method. All right, and we have got another method here to bind like this. It can be bind like this also with the fat arrow. Okay, so let's try that. This is our component, so we are going to comment this and we are going to bind this function or method by using arrow key or arrow function or arrow whatever. This is the fat arrow. It helps in binding this keyword, or it helps in binding this function for this component. It is working now. So this will also work. You can use this method with the fat arrow, or you can use this one. What if we use both of these? Let's see. Now it has been bounded, or I have used binding here and here, and it is also working, but it is not recommended. You can bind it by using this or by using fat arrow. Okay, but it is said that this method, this dot handle click, and also you will have to bind. If you use this thing, you will have to bind all of your methods, function, whatever you use, like this, inside this increment, like increment. If this is handle, decrement, handle, decrement. If you use multiple functions or methods here, you will have to bind all of these here like this. Okay, and it is said that this method is more performant. It will give you more performance because you are binding it already. You're binding it before the render. And if you use this thing, arrow function, it won't make much difference, but it is less performant for some reason. So if you can avoid this, it is convenient. The arrow function is convenient, but if you can avoid this and use simple function here, then it is good. If you can use like this method is more performant than by using fat arrow. So this is the binding in ReactJS. I hope you liked the video. If I missed anything or you have something to add, you can comment down below, ask questions related to this topic. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to this channel and hit bell icon to receive updates. Join us on social media. Links are in description below. Stay tuned for more updates. I will see you in the next video.